Hi, Luna. We just did an EVO Stage 2 with an EVO exhaust. Thanks to Sam at EVO hooking Luna up. All right, we're gonna give it the first fire up. Okay, foot on the brake, put the key in. EVO exhaust looks great.
We picked the hottest day.
Okay, start it. Foot on the brake.
It's really hot.
It was like 40-something degrees on our drive down in certain spots. And then we get out here and we're like,
Now give it a little gas. No, let's hear it. Don't turn it off. Give it a little gas. Rev it up. You like it? Does it sound like a real race car now? All right, look at that. Now we got to see the power. Time to get her helmet on. The exhaust came out beautiful. Thank you, EVO. Thank you, Sam. What's happening, guys? We're out in Glamis. We're putting few modifications on Luna's car that I got from John Pippin on Facebook. Want to kind of walk you guys through a little bit on what we're going to do today. So we're going to replace the sprocket. That right there is the sprocket and the chain on the Polaris 200. And they say replacing this, I'm not sure what the original tooth count is, but if you go to a 12 tooth sprocket, it's going to give it a little more torque. So we ordered a 12 tooth sprocket and a new chain. So it's pretty simple. There's a little cover right here that pops off with 2 bolts. You can see one here, one there, and then there were 2 little bolts that hold this on. So we're gonna pop and slide this out, pull the sprocket out, unclip the chain, put the new sprocket on, put the new chain on. We got a nice O-ring chain here. The other one popped off super easy. Pull the rest of the sprocket off, just like so. New sprocket's in there. We're gonna pop that on, put the new chain on, cover it back up. Piece of cake. All right, so now that we got the new chain on, we got a little bit of slop, as you can see. So on the RZR 200, you have 2 little jam nuts up here, and then you have your adjuster bolt right there. So the jam nuts are loose, adjuster nut is loose. We're gonna tighten that up and take the slack out of it. All right, here's the clutch assembly we got. We got a new, like a vibrator or something. I'll have to figure out that exact name. A new tighter belt, some weights. So what we're gonna do should be pretty simple. We're gonna move this clamp for the air, get it out of the way. The clutch assembly off. Here's the front clutch assembly. There's no tool to remove the belt. It's these 2 bolts right here that were right on these shafts. It's a 17mm deep socket. So just hit it with an impact, it pulls right off. We pulled off the front part, the rear, and now we're gonna slide on the new clutch. Seems to be super easy so far. Weights in, I believe that is the proper alignment. We're gonna see. This pops right back on there, and we're gonna bolt it up. Make sure everything's nice and clean when you put it all back together, and that clutch part just slid right on. All right, guys, so this part I didn't know. I thought a vibrator. It's called a variator. So the weights go towards the crank of the motor. That fits in. Then what you want to do is with your clutch assembly, and it's hard because I'm holding the camera also, you're going to grab it with 2 hands, pull the spring open, drop the belt inside, as you can see here. This had a little spacer on there. You put the nut and spacer for the fan assembly back. You can see everything looks great. So what I'm gonna do is tighten it back up. I'm gonna attach this ground wire, and then we're gonna fire the car up, make sure the belt centers, make sure everything looks good before we put it back together. But yeah, that was actually really easy. The most difficult part was the orientation of the weights, but we got that sorted, so you guys should be good to go. See in the photo, this was the back of the variator. This probably weighs 2 pounds, and the one I put on there probably weighs a ½ pound. Clutch assembly, significantly heavier. All this steel pieces, nice billet. This should really pick up the RPMs with the 12-2 sprocket. This thing should be on fire. Perfect. All right, we're ready to fire up. When you do everything by yourself and you're 6'8", so put our seatbelt on. We're gonna do a little cruise around camp. I know we were 17, I think max. On the flat ground we were like 22. I'm obviously not gonna do like a full speed run. I just want to kind of get a feel for how the clutch is. Like 16 miles an hour before. In that little run we got him 21. Woo, you see that? We're 28. I'm 210 pounds and we're not on paddles. This thing's ripping. Okay, here's the test up the hill. To 18 miles an hour up a steep grade. The car would have never done that before. Man, what an improvement. It's awesome. Whew. All right, I'm pumped with that. Luna's gonna have to be careful. This thing is hauling butt. Thanks for watching. Slowly, little bit. The car is a lot faster now, okay? Just a little bit, little more. Okay, foot on the brake. Start it. You don't have to push really hard. Okay, backwards. Slowly. More, keep going. Go, go, go. Go, go. Okay, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, go. Are you ready? All right, pay attention. All right, 3, 2, 1.